It seems like Ferrari doesn't want to deal with Binotto and his team anymore, according to reports. That is why rumours have started to circulate about a possible replacement for the Italian and his whole crew. And it seems like the team has had enough of the tactical blunders and the constant mistakes that cost Leclerc a shot at the championship battle. On top of that, reports say that Leclerc is very dissatisfied with Binotto and how he's been treated by the team principal, which could be an accelerating factor when it comes to sacking Binotto. So, is there a real possibility that we'll see Binotto leave Ferrari? And what does Ferrari have to say about this whole situation? The 2022 season has been a true rollercoaster for Ferrari, and rumours started to circulate about a possible replacement of the whole team at Ferrari. These reports started to circulate from Italy, the home country of Ferrari, and another huge factor that's contributing to this outcome is the reliability of the Ferrari engine, something that even the Ferrari-affiliated teams have struggled a lot with. Nevertheless, the team went from fighting for the championship with Verstappen to struggling to keep the P2 spot in the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. But before we go to the rumours and where they originated from, let me tell you about Established Titles, an incredible company that is preserving the natural woodlands of Scotland and helping with global reforestation. This amazing last-minute gift makes you the owner of 1 square foot of land in Edelston, Scotland, and Established Titles plants a tree with the global charities One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future. That's great, but this gift offers even more. There's an old Scottish tradition of calling landowners lairds, which is lord or lady to those of you who don't live in the 15th century Scotland. By gifting someone land in Scotland, you give them the right to call themselves a lord or lady, and they get a certificate to prove it. You can add lord or lady to your credit card, plane tickets, or even your FIA super license. You do have one, don't you? The first 200 people who purchase a title pack using our link will get their plot pretty much directly next to mine. This isn't just an amazing last-minute gift, we could also start our own little Scottish kingdom. Established Titles is actually running a massive Black Friday sale right now. Plus, if you use the code F1Reverse, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/F1Reverse to get your gifts now and help support the channel. If you bought an Established Titles product with our code, let us know in the comments below so we can shout you out by your proper title. According to Leo Torini, who is a journalist associated with the inner workings of Ferrari, there could be a massive shake-up in the whole leadership of Ferrari, starting with the sacking of Binotto and then continuing with the whole strategist team. For sure, John Elkann, Ferrari's chairman, will make Binotto weigh the Mercedes 1-2 in Brazil. There's a lot of chatter around and it's inevitable. The World Championship has been missing for the roster for too long, but it would be a mistake. Change for change's sake is no guarantee of victory, and the 2023 car is already ready. But I want to be frank, Binotto should only stay if he has the full confidence of top management. Torini also spoke about the potential replacements for Binotto, adding, "There are many self-nominations. We'll see. Rumours about sacking Binotto and the whole team of strategists started way back in 2022, when the team started to struggle with performance, reliability, and shot calling. That is why the Ferrari fans were really angry and couldn't accept the fact that Leclerc, the main championship protagonist apart from Verstappen, just wasn't able to score decent points due to his team's tactics and actions on track. The first major team blunder was in Monaco, where they messed up Leclerc's race by calling him to the pits when Sainz was already inside, and by not coordinating the double stacking perfectly, Leclerc lost 3 positions, dropping from P1 to P4. Sainz only dropped 1 position, but the Spaniard was able to dictate his own strategy, switching from the full wet to the hard compound tyre and finishing with a 1-stopper. Had it not been for Albon trying to find a secure way to let Sainz go after the pit stop, the Spaniard would have taken the win in Monaco. Another track where Leclerc got betrayed by his team was in Silverstone, where he was left as a sitting duck after not pitting and losing positions from P1 to P4. This was a race in which Verstappen struggled a lot with damage limitations due to the fact that he picked up debris and experienced a lot of downforce. Rather than taking advantage of the situation, Leclerc was able to cut the lead for just 6 additional points. And the latest blunder was in Brazil, where Leclerc was the only driver on the grid to drive on intermediate tyres due to the fact that his team believed heavy rain would affect his race. When it became evident that he was the only one on intermediate tyres, the team called him to the pit after he passed the pit lane entrance, to which Leclerc replied, "Beautiful. Effing beautiful." After the red flag and the restart of the qualifying session, Leclerc wasn't able to improve his time, and he had to settle for P10 in Brazil when it came to starting the sprint race. Although the Monegasque had a very good race, finishing P4 after being last at one point of the race after the collision with Norris, Leclerc felt like he could have gotten the podium position out of Sainz. But this isn't something that he wished upon himself, and according to the Monegasque, this was a situation that was discussed in the team prior to the race, and for some reason, they decided not to go with that tactic. This is what made Leclerc angry and frustrated, and that's one more reason why his trust in Binotto is currently at the lowest possible point. I had that earlier shunt, so to finish P4 is great. I asked on the radio in the last few laps about switching positions. I was frustrated about that in the heat of the moment because we had a discussion before the race and for some reason we changed our minds, which I don't know why. It was frustrating and I hope that in Abu Dhabi we'll be fast enough for me to get the second place in the championship. If not, it's like this. Carlos did an incredible job and he deserves that P3 and the podium because he did a great race. Again, if we didn't have that discussion prior to the race, I wouldn't have asked. Is it possible that the entire Ferrari management team will be replaced? According to Ferrari, these are rumours that aren't really holding water, and the team released an official statement regarding these talks. In relation to speculation in certain media regarding Scuderia Ferrari's team principal, Mattia Binotto's position, Ferrari states that these rumours are totally without foundation. So, with the team officially denying any potential talks about replacement, the question has to be asked. Should they accept the fact that Binotto isn't the man for the job? And will a change in the management structure lead to a better Maranello team? At this point, it's evident that Ferrari struggled a lot at the beginning of the season with reliability issues. That's what left both F1 75s out of Baku and Leclerc out of Barcelona, as well as Sainz out of Austria. Therefore, bringing in another leader is not going to change the outcome of the engine's reliability just like that. This is something that needs to be discussed through with the engineers, and the team needs to come up with a decent solution. So changing something in this aspect wouldn't really bring a lot of change to how the team operates. What the team desperately needs to address is the shot calling. The tactics of the team have been the laughingstock multiple times throughout the season, and it goes without saying that Leclerc lost a legitimate shot at the championship thanks to the poor choices of his team. True, the driver itself should bark sometimes when it's needed, just like Sainz did in Monaco and Silverstone. But as a driver, you expect that the team knows what's best for you and you shouldn't have to worry about coming up with your own tactic at every single race. Therefore, it's safe to say that Ferrari is in a very interesting position right now, but for all the wrong reasons. It's never an easy thing when you have to sack a team principal, let alone a whole team that's responsible for shot calling throughout the race. But sometimes that is the only thing you can do in order to bring the best out of your team's potential. And when it comes to the championship itself, Leclerc does need to improve his game and minimise his driver's mistakes, as we've seen that he's done them way too many times throughout the 2022 season. A champion in the making should never make as many mistakes as he's done so far. So for example, Imola and France had nothing to do with the team. What do you think about the situation that Ferrari is currently in? Let us know in the comments below.